Championship day of the WWBT General Tire Duel on the Delta.
We've got a new leader, and that's Richard Dobbins with 25.40 pounds.
A stacked field of anglers are vying for $100,000.
Let's go get him, man. That's gonna be a good day. There he is.
The Delta can be explosive. The right bite can make all the difference.
He's done it, folks! A champion of the General Tire Duel on the Delta!
Got him. This is a good one.
That is a giant.
Wild West, baby.
Wild West Bass Trail.
You know, anybody on any given day can win or have a big weight.
Welcome back for day 2 of the Wild West Bass Trail General Tire Duel on the Delta. On day 1, we saw Richard Dobbins take a solid lead into the second day of this event. Gary, if there's been any challenge in Richard's career, it's been closing out big events on the Delta. And today, he's gonna have to hold off the likes of Robert Lee, Juan Acosta, Bobby Barrick, Jason Borofka, and Ken Ma. Those guys are on his heels. Does he have it in him?
You know, I really believe he does, but you know, Richard's not going to be worried about any of those guys. Richard's going to be only worried about catching his fish and putting them in his live well. He's got enough techniques going. He's fishing enough different styles of water with different techniques. So if one fails him, he's got somewhere else to go. So I really feel good about his chances, and I really feel good about his chances because he's throwing so many running baits, top water, crankbaits, chatterbaits, and he's covering water, which is Richard's strength.
Well, he's got the whole field on his tail today. Let's get right out and see how this plays out.
Whoever adapts to the conditions is going to win this event, and today's no different. You know, yesterday it was really warm, no wind, and we had a bunch of cloud cover yesterday, and that really helped my reaction bite. You know, today we got probably at least a 10 or 15 mile an hour northwest wind. Got a sweatshirt on, I wore a beanie, and we're not going to see not a single cloud in the sky today. You know, although I know where there's a group of fish that I can win on, I'm actually not going to go to them, as crazy as that sounds, because I have to fish the conditions.
Boat number 23!
So we got a backwater lake straight in front of us, and it's full of weeds. It's real shallow. What that does is filter the water, so on the outgoing tide, you'll have clear water coming out of there, and that attracts the fish.
Sean Menderman is facing a 3-pound deficit, easily overcomable on the Delta.
Not a real big one, but there he is. Good morning.
Local favorite Ken Ma knows that the tournament can be won or lost in a split second, a reason to maintain focus at all times.
I always stress to people that when you're flipping or pitching or punching, or like, you know, Ron's throwing a down bait, you really, really got to pay attention to your line when it's falling into the water. I actually don't even like talking when my bait's falling down, because it takes that much focus. That's one.
Ken is fishing a new area. He continues to pitch a large jig with a crawl trailer in hopes of boating bigger fish and overtaking our leaders.
Start.
The morning is not going as planned for our leader, Richard Dobbins.
It's early in the morning on day 2. We're out here on the edge of Frank's track with our day 1 leader, Richard Dobbins. Richard sacked a gigantic 25.4 pounds yesterday, and he's leading our tournament by over 3 pounds. He has one keeper in the boat already today, about 2.5 pounds. It's a good start, but Richard's looking for bigger fish. We're gonna follow him a little bit and see how he does.
The windy conditions today should help Richard's reaction bait bite. So far, he has not located the bigger fish. Though small, Richard puts his second fish in the live well. Working a small crankbait on the outside edge of a weed line, Richard mounts a defense.
Yesterday, Richard Dobbins pulled up on this very spot and loaded the boat with 3-pounders. Today, he's already scrambling.
the most versatile fishing machine on Earth. Unparalleled resolution and clarity, with more agility, lightning speed, and brute strength. HDS Carbon takes rapid response performance and screen technology to an all-new level. Maximized power, maximized visibility. See Structure Scan 3D, new dual chirp sonar, new live network sonar, and more mapping options, all at the same time and faster than ever before. Arm yourself.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Wild West Bass Trail is brought to you by Lucas Oil Marine Products, made in America, sold to the world. Ranger Boats, driven to dominate. By Evinrude, official engine of the Wild West Bass Trail. General Tire, anywhere is possible. And by Yamamoto Custom Baits, because what you fish matters. Championship day for the Wild West Bass Trail General Tire Duel on the Delta. Our leader, Richard Dobbins, continues to struggle. With only 3 small fish in the live well, he begins to question where the big fish are. Sean Minderman is king on flooded toolies, hunting for big fish with a Yamamoto Senko.
That feels a little better. He ain't super big, but he's a nice fish. Come on, buddy. Yeah, about a 2.5 pounder, not bad. Up there shallow in the toolies.
The ever-increasing winds are adversely affecting third place Ken Ma.
You know, when it gets windy and there's all this chops on the water and it gets a little bit cold, the water temps drop almost 3 degrees, and it affects them.
Ken is sticking with the jig on the high tide.
Remember what I said, right? They're all big till you get 5.
Hoping for a kicker, happy to get closer to a limit.
Bigger if I hold them like that. Gotta stay positive, gotta stay focused. It's 3. Come on, big girl, bite this thing. Still take them. Gotta get bigger, Tim.
As our leader struggles, Day 1 runner-up Sean Minderman continues to put a nice limit together.
Dude, he's mad. He don't want that in his mouth. I can get him right here. Come here. Come here. Yeah. There we go. That's what we're looking for. It's a nice tournament fish right there.
Richard Dobbins is relocated to a more central portion in the Delta. It's a little bit out of the wind, a little bit less wind here, and he can focus on throwing topwater baits. The plan paid off. We just watched Richard boat a 6-pounder here in the middle of the Delta. He's now got 3 small keepers and 1 6-pounder on the boat. He's off to a great start today, but he's going to want to upgrade those small keepers. Well, there's no doubt that Richard's bite did not start off the way he wanted this morning, but it's clearly picking up.
The most versatile fishing machine on Earth. Unparalleled resolution and clarity, with more agility, lightning speed, and brute strength. HDS Carbon takes rapid response performance and screen technology to an all-new level. Maximized power, maximized visibility. See Structure Scan 3D, new dual chirp sonar, new live network sonar, and more mapping options, all at the same time and faster than ever before. Arm yourself.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new D-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
It's championship day for Wild West Bass Trail's General Tire Duel on the Delta. The California Delta encompasses over 1,000 miles of navigable waterways. An overwhelming playing field for our anglers. Our leader Richard Dobbins is nursing a narrow 3-pound lead. His bite has all but dried up. Second place, Sean Menderman is mounting a comeback.
Where you going, bub? Head up, head up. Boy, they turn when they get close to the boat like that, and you can snap your line so quick. Just want to wear him out, let him get tired. See, now he's slowing down. Yeah, hi, Bubba. That's over 4. Oh, that's a good fish.
Oakley, California pro Bo Jodry has a 5-pound deficit to overcome. He is focused on upgrading his small limit.
This morning I started out trying to get a quick limit and a couple of solid fish on the rock banks, cranking, and started just catching too many little ones. When they're eating it, they're eating it. But it's real slow. I'm getting ready to leave and try something else. Oh, God. Yes, there she is. There she is. Holy. Holy.
Nice.
Right on, baby. Woo, she was right where she's supposed to be.
Our leader Richard Dobbins still struggles.
God, this was my best berm. These suckers are not gonna bite.
There he is. I got him. Oh, I need 5 though.
Got a small limit in the boat, one really good fish, one really solid fish, but as far as the other 4, I need to get rid of them, but you always fish a lot better when you got a limit, so.
We're down in the extreme south portion of the Delta in the shadows of Mount Diablo, and we've come across our 6th place pro angler, Juan Acosta. Juan's been catching them really well today. He's got about 15 pounds in the boat, mostly on topwater baits. He's now looking to upgrade with a variety of different baits.
Just started upgrading little by little. I mean, it wasn't as good as yesterday, that's for sure. And kind of wanted to wait for the tide to drop out and have this grass matted up in here. And all the water's starting coming out of these outlets and it's starting to pull the fish out. So hopefully I can stumble into one good one, and that'll put me in fairly decent shape. I mean, I don't think I'll win, but at least to get a good check. The Delta, you never know. You could stumble into them really quick and put them in the boat really fast. So that's gonna help. Good.
Richard continues to catch smaller fish, only upgrading ounces at a time. Moments later, Richard's luck changes.
It ain't that big, but it's a 4-pounder.
As the temperature rises, the bite is heating up. We're back with Richard Dobbins at Frank's Track. It's about 10:30 in the morning on day 2. He's our current leader, and he's just upgraded again. He's got about 17 pounds of fish on the boat. Richard could stand to win over $26,000 in this event today, with all of the winnings from the event, plus the contingency dollars he'll get from Evinrude, Ranger, P-Line, and Yamamoto baits.
Ken Ma has switched to a white buzzbait in hopes of catching his 5th fish.
There's one. Nice one. Stay there. It ain't that big, but yeah, it ain't that big. 5 though. I got 5 in the box. I'm happy to have those 5, and here on the Delta it only takes, a little 45-minute, hour window, and you can go from what I got right now to a winning bag. So if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. But you guys can stay tuned and see who wins this thing.
Total performance. Nowhere could it be more defined than in the Ranger Z series. With unparalleled advancements, these rigs are driven to dominate. Coupled with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and up to 500 hours with no dealer schedule maintenance, they're the ultimate fishing machines. The legendary leadership of the Ranger Z500 series. It's the kind of feeling nothing else can touch. Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Wild West Bass Trail is brought to you by Lowrance, for anglers who want it all. Dobbins Rods, fish to win. Super Clean, super easy, super fast, super clean. By P-Line, because we fish. Gator Guards, the ultimate in boat protection. And by Adorap Industrial Decals, official graphics and sign provider of the Wild West Bass Trail. The clock runs out on championship day for the Wild West Bass Trail's General Tire Duel on the Delta. The high winds and bluebird sky challenged our field of anglers.
I'm pretty happy with what I've got. It was tough out there.
I had a rough morning. I had one fish at 9:30.
The rest of the day went pretty slow other than one good bite.
I needed to get rid of 2 more fish. I needed the old 7-8 pounder, but that didn't happen.
Just couldn't get a hook in them.
It ain't enough. I ain't got enough. A little short.
As weigh-in begins, it's anyone's ball game.
Thank you guys so much for coming out for the General Tire Duel on the Delta. We look forward to showing you a whole bunch of big fish here this afternoon and then giving away $100,000.
Despite the tough conditions, big fish are coming to the scales, including impressive weights from the co-anglers. Josh Kaneko is crowned champion on the co-angler side and is left speechless.
What a bummer that is, huh?
Thank you.
The pros approach the scales. The battle for the top 10 and a big payday heats up.
Coming on up next, Dylan Waldrop. 5 in the bag, pretty good bag, folks. Let's see the weight on that bag. Oh, another good one, 20.26 pounds. Jason's fish, nicely done, Jason. Big old bag, 22.41 pounds, 22.41 pounds. Big old bag, oh boy. Woo, biggest bag of the day, 22.96 pounds for Jason Bradshaw.
In Delta fashion, 14th place Nick Nero makes a huge run at the lead.
Heavy looking bag of fish. How many in there, Nick? 5. 5 in there. Gary can't even lift them, they're so big. Let's see how big that bag is. Those 5 fish weigh, there we go. Very nice, Nick. 22.63 pounds. On top of the 17 plus he had yesterday, that brings him to a 2-day total of 39.64. He's gonna be well up our leaderboard, taking home a nice check.
I was just excited to have the big fish that I had. It was a really cool bite and it was fun to land with no net. After weighing in, they didn't tell me that I was leading it, but I knew I was up there. And then they put me in the hot seat as the leader.
The guy who was in 10th place after yesterday, Seth Bowman.
As the top 10 approach the scales, Nick faces big sticks, any of which could take the lead.
Of 34.72.
And, we did what we could.
25.59. It's not going to put you in the lead. It's a 2-day total of 34.79. So, Nick, we've already weighed half of our top 10, and you're still there, man. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I should have caught one more 8-pounder.
Everybody needs one more 8-pounder on the Delta. Everybody.
So walking up to the scales, I had to sit out here for a while and wait for everybody else to go in. And honestly, I was trying not to listen. I just ignore it. What I don't hear, what I don't know is better for me. I don't want to get the nerves up.
Bo Jordy coming up next, and the total weight on that bag is 1626.
Coming in to weigh in, I definitely knew I didn't have enough to win. Hopefully I had enough to hold on to one of those great checks that Wild West gives out because, for a $700 entry fee, last place check is $1,500. So, you get to double your money. I mean, it's not a little bit of money we're talking about.
Yesterday, he had a great bag of fish with 21.87. He's coming in today with another 5 fish limit. Those 5 fish today, Ken, are gonna weigh?
Not enough.
Not enough. 10.47. It's a 2-day total of 32.34. It's not gonna unseat our leader. It is gonna take home a check. Nick Nero is still in first place. Nick Nero is still in first place with a 2-day total of 39.64. Coming up now is the guy who was in second place yesterday, Sean Minderman. Sean Minderman is 17.33 pounds behind first place right now. He had a whopping 22.31 pounds yesterday. He's got a nice looking bag of fish today. We're gonna weigh them up, Sean, and see how they come. Those fish are gonna weigh, ooh, you need 1733 and you're gonna weigh 1667. You were within half a pound, buddy, about half a pound.
When, you know, Ma and Minderman were done, I knew I had the last guy standing up there, so it was kind of hard to hide my excitement before I weighed my bag, keep that straight face and not give it away.
I hope he beats me by a bunch and not a little. I can tell you that.
I can tell you, he is one of the best fishermen in this sport. He's one of the best guys in this sport. I've known him for years. I've come to love him. He had 25.40 pounds yesterday. He's going to look to unseat our current leader, Nick Nareau. Nick Nareau is sitting with 39.64 pounds. Richard Dobbins comes to the scale. A Ranger boat, Evan Rude, Dobbins Rod Pro, comes to the scale needing 14.24 to take the lead back. Let's weigh it up.
Yeah.
All right, he needs 14.24. He's done it, folks. He's got 19 pounds even. Richard Dobbins is the champion of the General Tire Duel on the Delta.
You know, when Rich had that big bag of fish today, it was a pretty emotional time for me, honestly. I was a pretty proud father. I stepped off the stage. I didn't want to take anything away from Rich. I wanted it to be his moment.
Check it out, our new General Tire champion of the Delta, Richard Dobbins. Richard's gonna take home at least $26,000 when we tabulate it all up.
Richard was solid, and that's what important. Solid limit of fish, then the kicker puts you over the top. And that's exactly how Richard fished. So everybody realizes this kid is for real. I mean, the heck with Gary, he's the old has-been. And Richard always says, the torch has been passed. The torch has been passed. You know, I want to wring his neck. I'm old, but I'm not over the hill yet.